Okay, so sad to see you at this video. I know how stressful it can be, mostly due to Facebook's atrocious support and lack of ability to tell you what you've actually done wrong. In this video, I'm going to break down two key things. One is what to do if your account has been banned or restricted, and that is your ad account, your personal account, or your business manager. And secondly, and more importantly, and probably not what you'd like to hear, how to optimally set up your business manager so that it doesn't happen again in the future. So I'm going to dive into the laptop right now and break it down, and hopefully this provides some clarity for you to get you out of this very stressful situation. Cheers. Okay, so welcome to Inside of the Computer. So I'm going to run through the optimal setup first, and I know that most people here are probably quite stressed out and really just want a solution to the problem that they're currently in, which is either restricted personal, restricted business manager, or restricted ad accounts. So the reason why I'm going to do it this way is because I really think understanding the optimal setup, one, removes stress because it gives you clear next steps on what to do and how to set it up so that you're not in the same situation in the future. And two, it helps me to explain what to do with more context. So let's get into it. So this is going to be relevant for sort of two camps. One camp is if you currently run a business or a marketing person in a business, and that business might have multiple brands underneath it or just one brand. So for me, I talk to lots of marketing people who work for either like hospitality groups. So let's say one group is a company and they own 12 restaurants with different brands, and often they set it up this way, and I'm going to show you the optimal setup for that. And the second camp is just agency owners. So if you help venues with marketing or other businesses with marketing, I'll show you the optimal setup so that you don't get into trouble in the future. So this is probably the worst setup that I commonly see, and that's when you don't have a business manager set up. You just have one ad account attached to your personal, and you run all the business's ads off this one ad account. This is terrible for many ways. One is that because you've got multiple businesses under one ad account, the ad account can go down pretty easily if one business runs into trouble, meaning that you can't run ads, in this case for the other two businesses. Also, if you get in trouble personally on Facebook, then all the businesses go down. And if you get personally banned, then you can't work for any other business out there and help them out. So definitely do not have this setup. Another common setup I see, which I also wouldn't recommend for very similar reasons, is running ads off your personal. At least this is slightly better because they've set up one ad account per business. Even with this being the case, if you get multiple ad accounts shut down, then all the ad accounts will be shut down and you'll be blocked personally, meaning that again you can't work for any other business helping them out with their ads. This is a slightly better setup, and I would say is probably the setup that you want to go for if you are a business that manages a bunch of different brands, or even a business that just manages one brand. So you have one business manager, and underneath that business manager you have multiple ad accounts. Each of these ad accounts only work with one business. Another way to look at this is that you could split these ad accounts up into different verticals of one business. So if you've got a brewery, let's say, and they've got a retail side, you could have one ad account just running your retail side of the ads. If you then do private events, you could have one ad account that just does the private event ads. And then let's say you've just got day-to-day trade, you can have one ad account that just does day-to-day trade. By splitting it up, what you're essentially doing is mitigating the risk associated with this, because one ad account could go down, but you've still got other ad accounts up and running. However, I highly would recommend not using this approach if you are an agency or if you are working with other people's businesses and helping them out. Please do not use this approach, and I will explain why. This is what we ran into trouble with, and I know plenty of other agencies that have run into trouble with this as well. So, although this drawing doesn't look very good, this is a more optimal way of setting it up if you are an agency. So essentially you want each of your clients to set up a business manager, an ad account under that business manager, and they can run ads for their business off that ad account. And then you want them to make you a partner of that ad account. The reason why we want to do this is if one of these ad accounts goes down, it doesn't impact the other ad accounts. Meaning that, let's say you're a business manager and you've just got a bunch of other ad accounts which have made you a partner. If those ad accounts run into trouble, that doesn't leak into your business manager, and hence your business manager doesn't get shut down, as it could do in this scenario. So let's just say 2 of these ad accounts went down because your clients, there was unpaid invoices, or they ran into some trouble. That can spread and impact other businesses which are doing completely fine because the whole business manager gets shut down. In this case, even if these 2 get shut down, this one will be fine because it's unrelated, because they're in different business managers. They've just made you a partner of each of them. So please, please, please do this moving forward. This will save you so much headache and so much stress doing it this way. There is, however, an even more optimal way of doing it, which is how we would recommend doing it if you are probably, an agency that's managing maybe 30 plus different accounts, and you're also running ads for yourself. So what you can do is you can set up 2 business managers. One business manager, maybe you set up on your mum's account or your business partner's account, and one business manager you set up in your account. One of them will do all the client-facing work, and it will just have the client's ad accounts made or shared with it. It'll just make that business manager a partner of those ad accounts, and it will not run any of your personal ads. And then you'll set up another business manager which will run your personal ads. This way, if your personal ads go down, you can still deliver for clients, because it's probably the most stressful thing is that one day, it's a Friday afternoon and you're logging off, and then you see that your business manager is down and you can't deliver your work for any of your clients, and hence you can't make any money, and it's a very stressful weekend. So setting up this way sort of minimizes the risk of that. It means that if one of them goes down, the other one is still up and running. So I would highly recommend this sort of setup. A few more things that I've just noted down here of lessons that I've learned over the last 5 or 6 years. Never put in a client's payment method. Always get them to do it. So I know it is tempting, especially working with people that maybe aren't as tech savvy, saying, hey, can you just put my card in? I'll just read it out and you just put it in. Please don't do that. Facebook knows, if your location is different to the card's location, it'll raise a red flag immediately. So again, get them to make their own business manager, them to make their own ad account, them to add their own card to it, and then share it with you. Just to be on the safe side, if you're in the United States, run ads to people 21 plus, just around laws, especially if you're in the hospital industry, because things with alcohol in them get flagged pretty easily. Unless you're really trying to target people 18 to 21, I'll just run all ads to 21 plus. Do not run client ads off your ad account. I've explained this again, but essentially, if you run into trouble, you don't want all your clients' ads getting turned off. If you've got a Meta business manager or someone that you can book in calls with from Facebook or Meta, I honestly don't think they're fantastic at actually helping you optimize your ads, but they are good at making sure your account is compliant. So that's what I would use them for. Just say, hey, can you double check my account and make sure everything's up to standard? Is there any 2-factor authentications that I need to put on here? Like, how can I make this as compliant as possible? So that's what I'd use those calls for. And finally, always have multiple full admins of your business manager, so that if you go down personally, somebody else in your team can continue to run ads, or you can log into their account and continue to run ads. Okay, so that's the context. That's how things should be set up. We want things to not spread, and hopefully one of the issues that I've raised here might provide you with some insight as to why your ads have been shut down. Often they will say, you've run something that is inappropriate, or you're circumventing the system, or whatever it is, and you're not. And this is just part of the game. It sucks to say it, but it is part of the game, and almost anyone or everyone running ads will get banned at some point, even if you're just running ads for fruit and vegetables. Like, it's still going to get you into trouble eventually. So what can you do if you're already banned currently? Well, follow all the steps that they provide for a review. Often I talk to people and, they've just seen the red thing pop up on their screen, they're stressed out, and all they need to do is submit, photo ID or verify the email address or something. So once you've gone through those steps and you've filled out the forms they've said to request a review, then just keep doing that until they say, hey, this is our last time, this is our last decision on here. Talk to support and make sure you've filled out the correct form. So navigate your way to Facebook live chat, which they try and hide from us as best as possible. But make your way to Facebook live chat and ask them, hey, I've been restricted in this way. Please can you direct me to the correct place to request a review, and they'll make sure that you're filling out the correct forms. If you have completely been shut down, then you need to create a new business manager from a family member's account. And so we've done this. We've had multiple clients that we're working with do this. Daniel's still completely banned from running ads or looking at ads. But luckily he doesn't need to, because we've got other people on the team that do that. But when this first happened, we just created a new business manager from his mother's account, and that seems to be working fine. So creating a new business manager from a family member's account is typically the best, or a friend's account. You need it to be someone who you can just log into their Facebook to work every day. So typically that's a family member that doesn't actually use Facebook very much. And you do want it to be a real person, because they're going to eventually ask for photo ID and all this other stuff. So please make sure it's a real person. If you want to create a new Facebook page for yourself, do it at your own risk. It is going against Facebook's policies, and you can get into trouble with it. I also know that people go out and buy Facebook accounts to do this, or buy business managers. I haven't done that. I've heard good things and I've heard bad things, so do that at your own risk. And you can ask that Meta business manager of yours to escalate things internally. I have seen that work in some scenarios, but here are a few things that you can do. Hopefully this provided some insight and some value towards it. I know it's a super stressful situation to be in, because we've been in it multiple times. All I would say is set up the account the best way possible. Plan for it to happen, because it will happen. And that way, when it does happen, you've got next steps in place and it's not as stressful. So hopefully this provided some value. If it did, please click the like, subscribe, leave any questions below, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.